Okay, hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. If you are new here, welcome to Heartland Hustle. And right now I have the ECODRIVE Sport right here. Oh, so this bike actually retails at $1,500. So I'll be making my way to Canberra, which is pretty nice. Over there, there's a PCN there, so I can do a review as well as sharing the components on this bike. So let's head over there and we shall continue from there. Today we have another PAB over here. It is the Drive Sport from DriveBike's. Has just been approved, and let's go and find out what this bike has to offer. So let's go and find out. Alright, so over the cockpit we have a pair of hydraulic disc brakes from DY Islands. It is the same as the one that is equipped on the ECODRIVE Ranger, as well as this controller display over here. So it is also the same as the ECODRIVE Ranger, but the grips however are different. We have the ergonomical handlebar grips right here at the end, so it provides much more comfort when you were to rest a palm. And over here we have a bicycle belt, which is just enough to actually just warn any pedestrians or anything that is in your way when you are overtaking them from behind. And right over here we have the quill stem. So in any case where this is not enough for you, let's say it's too low, what you can do is to actually remove this tab right here, and you will use a size 6 Allen key, and that's when you actually start to tighten or loosen it up, bring the stem up and tighten it back. Just keep in mind to actually tighten this properly, so that it will not actually come loose when you were to ride your e-bike. Next up we have the tires for both the front and the rear. These two tires are all fan blade designs, so it is an aluminum alloy fan blade sports rim. So these ones are actually maintenance free, and it is also more rigid, which means less breakage and more stability for your particular wheel set. Also, both of these tires, they are all 20-inch in size by 1.75 inches in width, so it actually gives more stability when you were to ride on bumpy surfaces. Mudguards are also installed on the particular bike, both the front as well as the rear. When it is raining or you were to go in dirty terrains, you will not actually dirty any of the components that is on the e-bike. We also have the front light over here with the reflector at the bottom. Same goes for the rear. We have the rear light as well as a reflector. The rear light also functions as a braking rear light when you were to actually press the brake lever, which I am going to show later on. So now we will go to the top tube, where we will actually see something much more different than the ECODRIVE version 2. We have these grips over here, which allows you to actually grip your e-bike and carry it on when you were to go on uneven terrain. Now moving to the seat post, they actually gave a very respectable amount of seat post length over here. So if you were to be a very tall rider, you may actually adjust this and you are actually good to go, along with the adjustable quill stem over here. When you were to buy this bike, any person of any height can just ride this bike. This bike also features a kickstand over here on the chainstay, and is actually very durable. You can actually support the bike as well as 15 kilograms of load from the rear rack. Speaking of the rear rack, the particular rear rack on this ECODRIVE Sport is actually bolted on, and this particular rack over here can accommodate 15 kilograms of load. Let's move on to the electronic components of this bike. So below here is the controller right above the battery. So it is actually watertight. As you can see, it is screwed on, so water may not leak into the particular battery box and in the end flood the particular compartment. Moving on with the battery. So this is the heart of the e-bike. This particular battery uses a key ignition system. So I'm not sure if you guys can see. Over here we have the on and the off switch. On meaning that your bike can be turned on at the controller. Off is when the bike is fully disengaged. If it's at this position, the bike cannot be turned on. That's when you can retract this particular key right here and put it for storage. So this is one of the anti-theft measures of the bike, and it is proven to be a very good solution, to be honest. And so to those of you who were to actually use this bike to drop off any particular order or any particular parcel, right, or you were to leave it at any specific point of time, having this feature right here definitely will actually be safer than just to not have this, to actually engage this battery right here to power up the e-bike. So this particular bike is powered by a 250 watt hub motor with a top speed of 25 kilometers per hour being kept. So this is the particular motor right here at the back, and this is what propels the bike forward. We also have a 46 teeth crankset over here, which allows easier pedaling and it will engage the motor much more easier. But keep in mind that having a lesser or a smaller chain set starting off will actually be a lot more harder on this particular e-bike. Special mention, the front tire has a quick release lever, so it is actually much more easy for you to make any tube replacement or any tire replacement should you need be. So with that out of the way, I will show you how to actually turn on this particular e-bike and also do a battery swap as well. So to remove the battery, you will need this particular key right here that is being issued for this bike. You will actually push it and turn it to the unlock position. Then after that, we will actually have to remove this particular seat post clamp over here and remove the particular seat. Remove the key if you need to, as well as remove the particular battery from the component. So with this, you can actually find how much battery life is left on this particular battery right here. So you will just put this key into the on position and you will turn on this switch over here. From here it shows the LEDs, so this one is still in full. So when you are charging, this is what you will see, or this is how you check to see whether the battery is somewhat full or not. So to put back the battery, right, you will actually need to slot this rail over here. Make sure to be very careful, and remember of this thing right here, just be careful when you were to actually put the connector back to the battery slot right here. Do not force it in, just gently put it right like so, and that's when you give it a nice push. Then we will put the seat post back to the seat post clamp right here. Adjust when necessary. Okay, now I will show you how to actually turn on the particular e-bike. So you will need this key fob right here. Push it in and turn it to the off position. This will actually make sure the battery is in place. As you can see, the dowel is engaged to the hole. so the battery won't wobble around. Then you will turn the bike to the on position. So once the battery is connected and the ignition is in the on position, you will go and press this power button right here. This will actually turn on the bike. And there you have it. So over here, the display, we have the battery, the power assist mode, the whatever options that are available, as well as the speed, which is in kilometers per hour. So to actually change the pedal assist mode, we will have this particular plus and minus button over here. The plus is to decrease the particular speed mode. Now I'm gonna press once. This bike has 5 speed modes. To decrease it, we will press the negative button right here. To turn on the particular front light and rear light, we need to long press this plus button right here. If it turns on, you will see the light indicator on the top right. So this is the light right here. Super bright. Not super bright, it's just right. And this is the light when it's on. With the reflectors right here, it will actually be much more visible. Now let's go to the rear. This is how the light will look like. And if I were to press the particular brake lever, this thing will actually light up, signaling that you are intending to brake. So I'm going to press this here. Let's talk about the DY Island, but these brakes right here. So DY Island is a brand from, I think, China or Taiwan. Should be Taiwan. And they are the leading, most of the e-bikes, right, actually uses the DY Island hydraulic disc brakes. So this one is the MT600, which I will link in the description below, both the particular description of the particular model and how to maintain it, etc, etc. So these particular hydraulic brakes, I assume they are using the mineral oil. I will check again and I will actually update it in the video. So having this particular hydraulic disc brake, especially the DY Island MT600, is that the brake pads are thicker, which means much more life. It's much more easy to maintain as well. So you can actually buy those third-party bleeding kits, and you may actually bleed the particular brakes by yourself. If not, you have to actually bring it to the bike shop and get it fixed by the technicians. This DY Island brakes, right, they actually have this barrel adjuster right here. So you can actually just, if you want it to be much more harder or much more, less sensitive, you will actually have to turn this knob right here. You will actually move the pads closer to the rotor, or you will actually move it away. So if you want to actually adjust it, you are feel free to actually go for it. Cable management wise, from the brakes all the way down to the controller right here, it has been very neat, very compact, as well as the particular brake line over here. So this is the, I should say, the cable management. It has been very great. I think there are zip ties right here. They are zip tied together. But if you want to actually put on any nylon wraps around here, yeah, go ahead, I guess. And I think you might want to protect this part right here, this connector, just in case it will actually, like, just pop off or something like that. Alright, so I have just finished going through the bike specifications, and right now I'm just going to actually ride this bike, make sure my key ignition is on the on position. think I'm just going to put my phone here. So I think I've been talking for so much now, and this is the light right here, the front light. Actually pretty decent. You can actually see what is in front, and the people are not blinded when they actually were to look at me, or when vehicles are going to shine their light, they will see the reflector as well. Those drivers or motorists, they will know that hey, there's an e-bike rider on the roads currently. So with that out of the way, I think I will just go and do a night ride, because having a night ride, right, it will actually have more it's actually more practical to do a night ride. And I just upgraded my GoPro, or should I say I just upgraded the action camera. I just got this GoPro Hero 10, so the night ride is much more visible. And the top speed for this bike in terms of its speedometer is 24.2 kilometers per hour, which is almost the same as the ECODRIVE Ranger. The motor keeps on going on and off, but it's not as severe as the ECODRIVE Ranger, and it certainly functions way better than the ECODRIVE version 2. If those of you who don't actually use the Drive version 2, right, you will encounter where the speed will actually, like, it will go to 25 and then it will drop back to 20 and then it will go back up again. Whereas for this one, it's constant at 24.2. Just the motor will actually go on and off for quite some time. Let's go. See, the starting off is a bit harder due to its small chain ring, or I don't know what to say about that part, but I think it's a chain ring. It's very small, very small. So starting off is a bit harder, but having a small chain ring, right, you will complete revolutions faster, so the motor will kick in very fast. Okay, so now I'm doing this. So I'm going to press the brake while I actually, no, after that I will let go while I'm still pedaling, just to see how responsive this motor is after I do a braking test, or should I say after I brake. So I'll just apply the brake for a little bit, the motor cuts off, and I let go, and there you have it. The motor straight away kicks in whilst I'm still pedaling. So the responsiveness is very good. And I will do the hill test for this bike. I'm not going to stop on a hill and move off, because starting off on a flat is already quite hard. I don't see how going off from a slope when you are stopped midway, right? I think it's going to be a very a hassle, to be honest. So this is how the light will look like in a very dark area. I can actually see like at least a meter or 2 meters away, which is pretty nice. Alright, now I am at Simpang Kiri, where I'll be performing the speed test. Let's decrease it to speed mode 1, and let's see how much this bike actually go, how fast it went. Let's go. So I pedal, like when I start pedaling around 1 rotation, the motor kicks in, and I'm going at 12.6 on the speedometer, but on my GPS it shows as 12. Yeah, 12. Let's increase to another one. Okay, I'm at pedal assist number 2 now. It shows as 14, 15, 16. Maybe there's a slope over there. Maybe I should just go a bit further in. Yep, it is 16 kilometers per hour. and my speedometer is, I think it hit 16, but it decreased to 14. So I think, yeah, the actual speed on my GPS, it shows 14, but this one over here shows 16. So we are now 2 kilometers per hour off. Let's go to speed assist number 3 now. It's getting faster now. Okay, speed assist number 3. We are at 18.9, 19. Now we are at 19 kilometers per hour on the speedometer here, but on my GPS it is 17. Let's go to number 4 now. Number 4 is at 22 kilometers per hour over here. On my GPS it shows as 20. Let's go to number 5, which is the max. 24.1, and it shows as 22 kilometers per hour. So this particular bike speedometer is off by 2 kilometers per hour. For this particular bike right here, the speedometer is off by 2 kilometers per hour. It is the same as the ECODRIVE Ranger. I think let's do a detour. A U-turn right here. Nobody is behind. And that is the U-turn test. So this bike is pretty large, so doing a U-turn is much more harder than the ECODRIVE Ranger or any smaller e-bikes out there. I think I can do a brake test on the right because there are a lot of people here. So what's going to happen is this: I'm going to be on full speed and I'm going to jam the brake. Let's say at this thing over here, I'll just apply the brakes in 3, 2, 1. And there you have it. Very, very instant. So if anyone were to actually just come in your way, apply a very good braking technique, and you will avoid the particular person with ease, to be honest. Okay, now this is the upslope test, and this actually has a bit of a gradient. So now I'm at 24.1 on speed 5. The bike is still going strong, motor is still going hot. 21.3 now. Going down to 17.7 kilometers per hour on the speedometer of the bike. Now my bike is churning out 420 watts. Not sure if it's accurate. This is really one powerful e-bike. If I were to compare it to my JI Move MC, I wouldn't be going this fast. And the speedometer also reads speeds above 25 kilometers per hour. So on the speedometer here, it shows that I'm traveling at 27. It's something like the Drive Ranger. It is a Drive Ranger, but you don't have the small compact factor as well as small tires. This one is much more larger. So comfort wise, it's better, because if you were to ride the Drive Ranger, you can feel almost every bump out there. It's not comfortable, and the seat post is actually very small. This one right here, the seat post is actually much more higher. The wheel stem is also adjustable. So for those different heights, right, those who are higher, right, in height, they can actually ride this, but just that it's not foldable. The frame integrity of this bike is much more, I think, better as well, I guess, because lately the ECODRIVE version 2, right, we have stories where their frame literally snapped right at the headset due to people using using it on high speeds, or those using suspension forks, they are so high up and they end up breaking the particular frame. So with this particular one right here, I think the integrity is much more higher. I doubt the frame will break, but if you are not traveling very rough, you are not too rough with it, I don't think the bike will actually break in half. So for me, in terms of the pros and the cons, I would say it outweighs everything. The pros will be, okay, the pros will be this: the bike comes with hydraulic disc brakes, and it's not any other hydraulic disc brakes. The pads are much more thicker. It has a much more higher durability, and it also has adjustable barrel, or should I say a barrel adjuster, if you want to make some micro adjustments to the particular calipers and the particular pads. Another one is you have a brake light. So all the drive bikes, they actually have one. If they don't have a brake light, then I don't think it's a drive bike, to be honest. It's a feature, it's a signature feature at this point. The wheelbase is larger, so you are having a much more comfortable ride. Sports rim fan blade design, your wheel will be much more durable, less breakage as well, so it is basically maintenance free. You also have a smaller chain ring, so going off from a start is actually kind of a hassle, but the motor kicking in is much more faster as well. Also, the battery is key operated, so it is basically a anti-theft design, where if you were to leave your bike unattended for a period of time, someone will not just, you know, take your bike and just make a run out of it. They actually need a key to actually function. And this is a big buyout. When you were to buy the bike, you can just ride it straight away. So there's no need to change the seat post because it's too small or whatever. It is just right. The saddle is also pretty good. The quill stem is adjustable as well, so you practically can just ride the bike as it is. It is somewhat like the ECODRIVE version 2. Acceleration is also good. Yeah, the acceleration is better. The speed is constant when the speed limit is hit, unlike the version 2. The cons, I think the cons will be the battery pin connectors. There's been a fact that those kind of pin connectors, right, they are more there's more chance of it getting corroded due to water damage. But if you were to ride it in heavy rain, of course it will happen. But like a light shower, I don't think it will be an issue, because by right you're not supposed to ride this thing in heavy rain, even though it is rated water resistant. But please don't do that. Another con is that the key, right, is it's basically at the battery itself, so it creates kind of a concern where the battery, or should I say the key, right, the key fob will actually fall out, or someone can just yank it out without you suspecting, because the key is actually behind you, you are unaware and things like that. So what I recommend is, maybe for future design, they will put a key ignition right here instead of at the battery. Maybe that will be good. So it comes to the next question, where do I actually recommend the bike? In my opinion, it all depends on you. But if you are new beginner, right, trying out the bike, right, I mean, if you are a new rider, maybe you might want to test ride the bike, see which one you want. DriveBike's actually have a rental kind of program where you rent the bike for a day, and if you like it, you will buy it, of course. And if you don't, there are other e-bikes out there. Just test ride, and remember just to get your PAB theory test ready, helmet ready, and you are good to go. Anyways, I'd like to give a shout out to Guide to GrabFood as well as DriveBike's for allowing me to test ride this bike over here. It has been a pleasure to test ride this and review it out. So this bike is available at their website, and if you were to, I think there's a free delivery if you were to purchase it, but make a purchase of more than $209. But if you buy this bike, it's like $1,500, so you automatically get a free doorstep delivery by them, and you also get a 6-month warranty cover. This is a deal breaker, and they have a dedicated service center as well. So if your bike were to break down, hey, they have a service center right there. So if you bring your bike in, they check it out, see if it's repairable, they send it to the repair center. So to all of you viewers as well, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. This is Heartland Hustle signing off.